All right, so Sasha Stefanovic, thank you for joining me, and apologize for my appearance. I'm about to go outside and mow my lawn for the third time in 6 days. That's why I look like I just woke up in the street. Um, Obviously, wanted to do our little exit interview here with you. So to kind of start off, obviously it was a long 5 years for you, I'm sure. How do you kind of remember? How are you going to remember your Purdue career? What are you going to kind of take with you here as you move on to the next stage of your life?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things, just going through the whole process of, being a college basketball player and the struggles and the good times and everything that comes with it in between. It's a really rewarding experience, and I'm glad that I got to do it at the place that I've always wanted to and always dreamed of. But just meeting a lot of different people throughout the way, having a lot of different coaches come and go and get head coaching jobs, and different strength coaches, just meeting a lot of different alumni in the JPC, and all the other people that are around the program that really make a huge difference. It's that's going through my college experience, it's really been a great a thing to just meet all these different people and make these connections.
So, what was the final tally on degrees? You left with two, right?
So technically,
Two or three? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm finishing up my master's right now. I got just a few more classes here this summer that I'm finishing up, but will be two, and I technically have a minor as well. So I don't know, 2.5, I guess.
You kind of maximize the college experience, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Like that was a big thing also going into the idea of redshirting, that, talking to Coach Painter, is like you come out on the other side, not a better basketball player, but better academically. You set yourself up a lot of different ways that, if this basketball thing doesn't work out, you have the rest of your life to work, and how are you going to do that? And, relying on your education. And like I said, the connections that you make with people is really important. So that was a big deal that I really wanted to emphasize. And now, I'm getting 2 degrees from one of the best universities in the world. It's really beneficial to myself.
So what were the degrees in again, or what will they be in once you have both of them?
So I got finance, and then a minor in OLS, organizational leadership. And then I'm getting my master's degree in human resource management.
So what's next for you here?
So as we talked about before, I'm just, down here with my agency for, upcoming things, work NBA workouts within this next month. And then, whatever happens with that, if I could land a summer league spot, and then whatever happens with that, turning professional, whether it's NBA, overseas, or whatever. But, that's kind of the short-term plan for right now.
Yeah. I guess, how important is it to you to stay in basketball? I know it's been such a big part of your life. It's been a big part of the lives of pretty much everybody in your sort of position. Just how important is it for you to, kind of keep going?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one thing that I've really emphasized within my, this latter stretch of my college career, and moving forward, is that, I only have so much time having the ability to play basketball within my life. So, whether that's I play 1 year of professional basketball or 20 years of professional basketball, it's, I'm going to have to do other things within my life. So it's just, making sure, I stay within basketball. We talked about, there's just some guys here that, what would you do if you weren't playing basketball, or what would you do after you play basketball? But I want to stay in that space, and I want to do, I think my talents would be really utilized in like a front office position of like an NBA organization or something like that. So, after I'm stopped playing, I really would like to join like a front office, try to become like a GM executive or something like that. And, we'll see what happens.
Let's kind of look back on things here a little bit. What was the best win of your career at Purdue?
Got a lot of good ones. It's good to have a lot of difficult choices, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. Early on in my career, that win against Virginia at home, that was my first ever start. It was significant for myself. I played really well, and
you went
just
crazy
being able to,
game, right?
yeah, just being like, I legitimately never imagined that I would like I said before, like I didn't imagine I would play a lot at Purdue, and I never imagined that I would actually start a game.
Mm-hmm.
And my first ever game starting is against I think they were reigning champion that year or whatever it was, and obviously a super talented team. So to have that was really cool. I think winning Big Ten title at Northwestern was amazing, and then probably that Sweet 16 game against Tennessee, yeah, really cool one where we kind of grinded out at the end and got over that hump and got to the Elite Eight. So
yeah, I always ask the opposite of that question: what's the loss that'll stick with you the longest?
I mean, obviously the last one is a really difficult one to swallow. You feel like you could have had a lot more. You look ahead, obviously, to what happens and everything in the NCAA tournament, and you feel that you had a great chance to make the Final Four, make the championship game. But it is what it is. You gotta live with those losses and understand. Those things happen. But I would say that one, obviously the Virginia one, but you just gotta take your lumps and just learn from those experiences and really just enjoy it for what it was.
Right. Who was the best player you played with?
It's a good toss up. I mean, Carson, but I think Jaden is just honestly just a unbelievable generational talent. I think people at Purdue kind of didn't appreciate him more at certain times where his talent is something that doesn't come around very often, and just his ability to make plays for himself, for others, get to the rim. He really worked on his shooting, he worked on his decision making. Obviously, he struggled with it at times, but he's a really young kid that got thrown in the spotlight quickly, and he really adapted, really learned fast. He really got a lot better, and now he's put himself in a great position to be, a top 5 pick and a huge impact in the NBA. But he's unbelievable. I really enjoyed my time playing with him. He made me a lot better, and I, hopefully along the way that I really helped him kind of, mature a little bit more, understand different things, and hopefully I played a small part in him, being the player he is today.
Who's the best player you played against?
That's a really good one. We talk about a lot, like hardest people to guard, and there's a few like Michigan runs a lot of tough stuff to guard, and they run a great off their pro style stuff. And like my freshman year, I guarded Jordan Poole for a little bit, and he was just a really talented player, really shifty, really, really great player. But I think honestly, the hardest player to guard just in overall was like Franz Wagner. And
wow,
yeah, he's just that kid is like another generational type talent. Like he's 6'10", he could really shoot the ball. He has guard skills. He doesn't do anything too flashy, but he's just super productive. And like I always thought he was just a different type of player. Offensively, obviously, he wasn't like the greatest player that they had, but just overall, I thought I was always really impressed with his game. There's a lot of great players that I guarded a little bit. In my freshman year, I guarded Amir Coffey. The 3 games that we played them whenever I came in, and same thing, like just 6'7" point guard that was just such a unique challenge to guard. And the way he kind of like dominated the game, he was a really good player. So there's much more I'm sure I'm missing.
Yeah, right. All right, with those 4 out of the way, kind of back to your career a little bit. When you committed, I was landing at the airport in Baltimore. You called me back. I was standing by the carousel for my bag.
I remember that.
Yeah. The question I asked you was, you bet on yourself and you seemed like you won. When you kind of look back at, how your recruiting played out and waiting on Purdue and Purdue, finding a spot for you and everything, did you imagine your college career playing out this way? Did you expect more? Did you expect less? How did things kind of play out relative to what you would have predicted at that moment in time?
I expected a lot less. I mean, obviously, going into it, I thought everywhere that you go, you enter in as the bottom on the totem pole. You enter in the last guy on the roster, whatever it may be, and you have to just chip away and continue to work. And I really felt like I was always at the bottom, just because my talent wasn't there. I wasn't highly recruited. I wasn't a big time player or whatever it may be. And, I finally had the chance to go to my dream school, and it worked out. But then, then the real work starts, and then you have to earn everything here. And it's like, all right, am I good enough to finally be here? I got here, but am I good enough to play? Am I good enough to get minutes? Am I good enough to whatever? And, I think my career's ultimate major success in my eyes. It may not be that in other people's eyes, but I did everything that I ever wanted to do in college basketball and then some. I talked to Coach Painter before I left here for Miami to train, and just reiterating the fact that, like, I never expected any of this. Like, even if the chance to play professional basketball, obviously it's every kid's dream playing, growing up playing basketball, but I never imagined that I'd actually be in a position where it's possible now. And getting NBA workouts, getting, hopefully a summer league spot, hopefully, whatever works out, playing overseas or whatever. But, like, it's a tremendous position I put myself in, and it really happened with the people at Purdue that helped me get there. And, that's, like I said, it ultimately all worked out more than I ever thought it would.
If Purdue hadn't found a scholarship, where do you feel like you would have gone, and where would you be right now?
I probably would have committed either to Loyola Chicago or Valparaiso, but I really liked Loyola at that time, and Coach Porter Moser and staff. I knew some of the guys on their team, but I love Chicago. Chicago's probably my favorite city in the world, and I love their campus and everything with it. And he had a great program, but probably would have ended up there if Purdue didn't work out.
During your career at Purdue, college basketball and college sports kind of changed in every way. Like, the transfer thing happened, the NIL thing happened, the COVID year happened, all that stuff. I don't know if the COVID year necessarily would have applied to you, but how would things have been different if college basketball today was what college basketball is today was what college basketball was when you were coming out of high school? Do you think it would have changed anything for you?
Yeah, probably. I think it probably would have had a massive impact. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have had a scholarship at Purdue, with this whole
yeah, that's right.
NIL stuff and people with COVID years being able to come back. And, luckily I entered in college basketball at a time where it felt relatively normal, and now it's a little crazy and there's a lot of things happening at once. But, it's a good point. The whole NIL space, the whole transfer market, I've kind of seen it a little all, COVID year, things getting canceled, fans and it's been a unique experience. I really wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been really cool.
Yeah. Did you ever figure out who gave you COVID?
No, I never did. That was that whole year, our staff does a great job of emphasizing, little things that are really important that you don't really, that whole COVID year, just making sure that you stay safe, stay away from people that you don't around, blah, blah, blah. And, man, my schedule every day was the same. I wake up, go to class. If I had class, lift, practice, go get something to eat, go home. I literally did that every single day. So somehow, some way, one of those areas somebody gave me. So I don't know. It was really unfortunate at that time. So it is what it is.
That had to be wild.
Yeah, unbelievable. Sitting out 21 days and then just jumping back into college basketball, elite college basketball. It's just it wasn't ideal. But like I said, what can you do?
Right. I have a stupid question for you that I've been meaning to ask for 5 years. Do you wear 55 because it's two backward S's?
No, but it actually just worked out that way.
Huh.
Yeah, I never really had a tie to that number or anything like that, but the way it worked out, it actually looks pretty cool, and the way with my name and everything. But no, honestly, I gave Coach Elliot Bloom, a ton of numbers in my freshman year that were possibilities. I really wanted. I was 33 in high school. I wanted 33, but obviously, I think Etwan was that, and they're not. Nobody really touched that one. And all their numbers, blah blah blah. And then he's like, "Yeah, 55 works." I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And Spike was it too, so there's a cool tie with that when he was here the year before I got here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So other than that, no real connection. Etwan Ward in the NBA, I always liked. Etwan's one of my favorite Purdue players ever. So I don't know, just something like that.
Yeah. How do you feel like did Purdue shape you in kind of any way, or did you kind of come in as the kind of mature beyond his years sort of guy you have been the last few years?
No, I definitely came in with that more of a mature mindset. I think my parents did a good job of just instilling that within me in my youth of just, hard work, discipline, everything like that. And doing selfless activities for others that, make an impact on others basically. But really, I think going through college, just like I said, meeting a lot of different people, making a lot of different connections and learning from a lot of different people that I got a chance to, I really got a chance to be coached by, elite level coaching and elite level people. And, it gave me a different perspective on a lot of different topics, whether it's basketball, life, I don't know, social issues, whatever it may be. We had a lot of different conversations that really helped me understand more things in the world. And, like I said, just give me a great perspective on, how to go about things the right way and how to go things about the wrong way and how people are successful and how they aren't. So it's, just having that mindset, I think is really helped me within my college career. And I, hopefully it's going to help me moving forward as well.
Yeah. Is there anything you think people don't know about Painter that they should?
I don't know. I would say, obviously with this last year, everybody, has an opinion to say a lot about our team and how we, finished and everything like that. But Coach Painter is one of the most genuinely hardest working people I've seen within this business. I think people don't really realize the hours that go in behind the scenes and not only just like scouting and like the recruiting and what every coach does within college basketball, but just like the details of things like he was never really an offensive minded coach and never really focused on the X's and O's. And then this past 2 years, really a year, he's become one of the best offensive minded coaches in college basketball. His ability to draw plays and ATOs and have sets ready for us has been really a unique change that I've seen. And he would bring me up at his office, we'd watch film, we'd go over plays, and he's just always working, always thinking about basketball. He doesn't his mind never clicks off basketball. It's always 24/7 basketball, which is something that I really appreciate, and I know that he really genuinely cares about not only Purdue basketball but his players as well, and just wants to see this university win. So
yeah. Hey, this is kind of random, but something I wanted to ask some of you guys is, was this season fun? Like, there was so much pressure and so much spotlight on you guys, and it's often been referenced, the reactions to every loss and things like that. Was this season fun?
I, personally, myself, going into the season, that was a big emphasis in my life, was just like, I want to enjoy my last season of college basketball. I want to enjoy everything with it, even the days that suck, even the days that I don't want to practice, losses, whatever it may be. So I can't say for other people, but I personally, I thoroughly enjoyed my last year of college basketball. I think some people, some fans, it wasn't as fun for them. But it is what it is. We talk about it all the time, like however many college basketball teams are in the country, one win every year. And I don't think people realize how hard it is to get to that stage where you go to the Final Four, go to the championship game or whatever it may be. Like, I promise everyone that like nobody cares about that more than we do. And, put expectations on ourselves. And, that was our biggest goal. I've mentioned it before to you, like, all the goals that we wrote down, we fell short of, but it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of effort. It's just, it is what it is sometimes. You wish, looking back on stuff in 20 years or whatever it may be, you wish you had him back. You wish you had certain games back. You wish you had more opportunities or whatever it may be. But I have no regrets. Within my college career, especially this last year, I try to emphasize a lot to the guys that this is your last ever experience with this group of guys playing college basketball at Purdue. We get a chance to represent this university for me, at least, one more year. And this is my last year to play with Travion, Eric, right, Jared, Jaden, all those guys in the locker room, that I really just wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to have fun with the guys. I wanted to, hang out. I wanted to do different things, go out to eat, whatever it may be. And like I said, I have no regrets.
Right. And then just one last thing for you here. You obviously know Purdue's going to be very different this year, but you also know a lot of the pieces they had coming back. Maybe not the freshmen, maybe not whoever they're going to get in the backcourt here. But what do you kind of think about what they have coming back and their I guess prospects for next season?
Yeah, obviously it's definitely going to be a difference. I don't know. Coach Payne's going to do a good job of adapting to the players that he has and his roster and everything. And now you don't have somebody like Jaden and somebody like Travion or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. But the players coming back are obviously super talented. You have a lot of experience, obviously, in Mason and his ability to make game-changing plays and impact on the defensive end and rebounding and just that energy glue guy. And then obviously you have a front-running Big Ten Player of the Year possibility and Zach, and he's just such a dynamic player. He's so unique that people aren't going to be able to game plan for him in one day. A lot of the times he's just so big, so dominant. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he could do next year and how he's gonna play. But I think Ethan's gonna make a big impact. I think he's gonna make a huge step moving forward with his offensive game, and just having more confidence, getting more minutes, and gonna make a huge impact at Purdue. And then Brandon, obviously, getting more minutes as well, and just his ability to score and play make and make impact on the defensive end. I think he's going to be a massive key for moving forward. And obviously the freshmen coming in, I think they're all going to play a decent amount of minutes, and we'll see what happens with them. But I'm really looking forward to watching and being a crazy fan like everybody else.
Not too crazy though.
Yeah.
I said one more thing, and every time I say that, it's the kiss of death. The first question I always try to ask as part of these things that I forgot about is, how do you want people to remember you at Purdue?
I could care less about how people remember me basketball or whatever. I care more about how people remember me as a person, mm-hmm. If you talk to me, you understand that I am a very normal person. I don't have any ego. I don't have any expectation on people if they know me or not or anything like that. If they know if I played a minute at Purdue or whatever it may be, but just like I said, making connections. And I really hope that people, remember those interactions that I had with people. And I hope they thought that I'm a good person and, everything with that.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, Sasha, that went longer than I anticipated here. I appreciate your time, and I'll let you get back to South Beach here.
Yeah, no problem.
So
appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.